YouTube video out now, man. Like, comment, subscribe.
I have a package that arrived. I had to stop by a FedEx drop-off or on-site delivery to pick up my package because I was at work and I wanted to make sure I get it because it was scheduled for delivery today. Okay, now we got some VR6 goodies ready for the machine shop. Yes, look at that, racing RR, pistons, forged crankshaft. Anyway, back to this. What's in this box will push these builds to the next level. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. I have 3 more sets on the way, all custom grinds, but this should be, and the giveaway is custom grinds. I haven't even looked at the contents yet. I just cut the box open because they have heavy duty tape as well as this inside an Amazon package. So let's see what we have here. 2 custom ground camshafts for the VR6 engine, baby. Have them out of the package, and of course, can't reveal our cam specs, not yet anyway. But yes, we're going to be testing these bad boys out. I'm preparing to load up my truck with some VR6 toys to drop off at the machine shop. We have the cylinder heads that's already been prepped and done up. I'm going to take the cylinder head honing plate off so I can drop that off at the machine shop too. This yellow block was originally slated for my Audi TT. This is a stage 3 build, but I'm revamping my game plan and my strategy, and I will prep another block for my Audi TT, which will be this one over here. This block right here may be slated possibly for my S5, for a 3.6 liter S5 though. That will be the stage 3. I don't really see a need of going all out putting a stage 3 in my Audi TT because the street driven 90% of the time, 95% of the time. So putting aluminum rods and all of that stuff into a street build, I can see it for short term, but my main reason for initially setting it up was going to be for testing. But my stage 2 setup will pretty much do the same. It'll push that horsepower level over 1500 wheel horsepower, just as my stage 3, except of course the reciprocating balance will be a lot lighter without stage 3 because we have aluminum rods. But the part is, I would rather save that for track use and for the S5. So having stage 3 and a S5, that's future reference, and that's why I did a long pause. We're hitting that we're after that holy grail of the 2000 wheel horsepower mark, something that we have never seen any VR6 engine accomplish. So that's the holy grail mark that we're after, 2000 wheel horsepower VR6. And I'm predicting our stage 3 will do that. So having that much horsepower in a TT that's street driven, let alone convertible, that's a whole nother level. 1500 plus is way more than enough for that particular build. So that's why I'm revamping my strategy. I feel extremely confident in the goals that we're going to achieve with these VR6 engines, and we're going to set the benchmark with producing parts, building kits that people can just go ahead and get a whole complete setup kit that will already produce over 1500 wheel horsepower. That's what all of these builds and engine assemblies are about. So our cylinder heads, do not drill your VR6 cylinder head for 1/2 inch AR bolts. The cylinder heads cannot handle it. The ports are too thin. We have custom modifications that was done to all of our heads that have 2-inch, 1/2 inch ARP bolts. So do not drill your cylinder heads for your 3.6 liter. The 2.8 and the 3.2, allegedly they can handle it. I have not heard any problems. I haven't had them drilled out yet, so I'm going to go off of what the market is saying. It's no issue. But the ports, these monster ports are so large in the 3.6. Do not do it. You're going to penetrate through your cylinder walls, your cylinder ports, that is, not walls, your intake manifold ports. You're going to penetrate through those, so don't do it. But the block can handle it with no issue. Plenty of clearance. Look at all the spacing between each one of these cylinders. Blocks are good to go. As far as the head, that's a big no-no. I need to hurry up, get up to the machine shop to drop these parts off before it gets too late, because it's getting later. So I think I have everything together to drop off. If not, my machinist will contact me and say, Rolando, you forgot to drop off this or that. So more likely I will have to drop off our ATI harmonic dampers, but ATI still has them. So they're being laser etched with our logo, specs, and different things on there, and going over final customization, because these dampers are very nice. I do have a sneak peek. And here's a sneak peek of our damper. This is a stock VR6 3.6 liter crankshaft damper, and this is the prototype that we had made up. So these have already been machined out of steel by ATI. They wanted to make sure everything was right first, so these were sent off, prototype made up, just for me to test them on the crank to make sure everything fit and we had the proper clearance. And they are finalizing the final steps. So that's just a quick sneak peek of our damper, which I shouldn't even be showing anybody, but revealing some of the future products that are coming out that will take the VR6 engines to the next level, and little small secrets that has pushed us well over 1,500 wheel horsepower. Also have my rods ready. These rods, aluminum rods, which are going into Teddy's TT. These things are nice. Special tool that our machinist made up. These aluminum rods have a tang in here. That tang is to keep the bearings centered, like a tab or small brass dowel pin. Little pin to help keep it centered, so that this will help keep the bearings in place. Aluminum expands and contracts, but it expands at a higher rate than steel, and this is to help keep the bearings in place. This tool that he have made up for us, you will place your aftermarket racing bearings into this little jig right here, this tool, and this will drill out and put a hole in the bearing itself that will line it up perfectly so that it fits centered and perfectly in position. So we had to give him a spare rod that was scrap, spare VR6 rod, and he made up this tool utilizing that spare rod, which was nice. So he said, anytime I bring this stuff back to the machine shop, I'll make sure I take that back. So for our dowel pins, we have some racing cylinder head dowel pins. This is my tool for that. I'm taking this and dropping this off also. Spare head gasket. Got to get these head gaskets made up so that these head gaskets can handle two, I keep saying two, why am I saying two? 1/2 inch ARP bolts. And I got two in my head for, I was measuring some cams. I was a little upset because each lobe, I measured each lobe on the VR6 cams. I don't want to reveal the manufacturer's name, very big manufacturer. And some of the cam lobes were off by 2 degrees of duration. 2 degrees. So that had me very upset. I have some other cams from another manufacturer which was on point. So every single lobe was, I want to say, plus or minus 0.5, less than half a degree. Definitely less than 1 degree. I'll just say less than 1 degree every cam lobe, and to be off 2 degrees had me a little bit upset. So I want the tolerance as less as possible. If you can have every cam lobe really good, I'm happy. I don't want my crankshaft being off 2 degrees higher on one stroke than another stroke. That is too much. So that's why that number has me pissed off. But anyway, I got to get gaskets made up for a 1/2 inch bolts so that it'll be a direct bolt on These are the positions for our dial pin. So all this is going to be coming up in the future. And let's get this to the machine shop. I'm talking too much. Just got off the phone with my machinist, and he said, take my time, don't rush, because it's a little later than normal. I said I got the truck loaded up with VR6 gear. We need to get this stuff done, because there's a lot of people want to see these VR6 engines go to the next level. Truck's loaded up. He said, put the truck in drive and head on up, back up to the machine shop door. We got 2 blocks, 2 cylinder heads, 2 of everything. Forge cranks, all of this stuff is Audi S5. What the heck you up to? Anyway, 2 of everything. We ready to get this stuff up there so we can take these engines to the next level. Truck is loaded up and ready to go.